So guys, welcome back to part 2 of the Beginner's Workout Guide to Tone Up series, and if you haven't watched part 1 you will be lost in this one and there's no point skipping that, so go back and watch that one first. But for this one we're going to run through kind of how much needs to be done across a week to get the results that you want. So in part 1 we looked at a basic structure of an actual workout and how you can put that into play for yourself, and we looked at things like putting them into what structure you want in terms of a circuit or 3 exercises, 2 and 3 or whatever it is. So we're going to keep in the basic flow of that, and just for easiness sake, there's a lot of ways you can break this up for the week. And here a nice simpler beginner's style starting point is having a workout A, which we went through last week, and a workout B. And the workout B is simply a different variation in terms of the movements from workout A. So if you look at the core movement, the last week you're working on the anterior core, this week you're working on your lateral core, your side with the side plank. For the B1, instead of a squat, you're working on split squats, which is a single leg variation of the lunge type movement. B2, instead of a pushing movement, pressing movement this way horizontally, we're going pressing overhead, which is a dumbbell shoulder press, so it's a vertical press or a push, again new movement. For the pull movement here, single arm dumbbell rows. For the hinge movement, glute bridges, and then for like a conditioning style movement here, we have overhead ball stands. And then conditioning for the end, you have 30 seconds on, 20 seconds off of high knee sprints, 20-second break, fast body weight squats, 20-second break, back to the high knee sprints, back to the body weight squats again. You can do that 3 even to 5 times, or 3 to 4 put down there, but you can do that 3 to 5 times. So that would be your workout B. Now when you do these properly, like we said last week, they can range from anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes, alright? Multiply that by 2 to 3 across a week and you're laughing, because again, if you're very, very busy through the week and you have kids and you've work and you have family life and whatever it is, starting off with 2 rather than trying to push for 3, 4 and 5 of these style workouts it's unrealistic. It's not going to happen, and you're going to beat yourself up then when you miss 1. Like some of the times here for the members, their goal is to make it once into the gym that week so they can progress forward and not be getting stressed with other stuff and missing stuff. So again, like when you have it here, think of it in terms of 1 is better than 0, something is better than nothing, so don't think that 2 workouts a week is not enough. It is, especially when someone's starting out, okay? So when you look at that across a week, right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just for an easy example's sake, is you could do workout A, Wednesday, workout B, and Friday you could do workout A again, and you just alternate between the 2 as the weeks go on. But again, if you're stuck for time, you might even have in the Wednesday workout, you might do Monday and Friday, or try and fit in workout A and workout B throughout that week. Then around that, it's not just a matter of getting into the gym, you need to be active in around those days as well. Like simple things like parking your car further away does make a big difference. Taking the stairs, instead of taking the lifts, that kind of stuff. Those small little basic points that we always take for granted, they make a massive difference when you do them absolutely everywhere you go. It doesn't seem that big of a thing when you're doing it at that point in time, but when you multiply that by 4 or 5 days a week over a year, you can see how big it'll become like for you. So on the Tuesday and on the Saturday, I picked 2 days here. So the Tuesday is like a cardio type thing, if you like. It could be a long walk. And I've put down here 30 to 60 minutes. If you haven't walked in months or years, start at the low range and work up. If someone's walking already grand, it'll be like a recovery session in between your workouts for you for this, and for clearing the head more than anything as well. So you have workout A, you have a walk, you have workout B. On Thursday, I'll just put down to remain active. Don't be sitting down your arse all day. If you're in a desk job and work, set a timer on your phone even for every 20 minutes or half an hour, just to get up and walk over and back somewhere and get back down again, rather than sitting down and muscles being turned off and lower back pain coming in and glutes being turned off. Again, stay active on those days. Then you have your workout on Friday, and on the Saturday I put down here a 20 to 30 minute run. Now if you're someone who hasn't ran in years and you've had problems with knees and backs and stuff like that before, you're better starting here like a brisk walk and then working up from there. But again, 20 to 30 minutes is fine if you do it right, and you can progress that properly and weekly. But that's just a structure of how we can do that throughout the week. If you're looking at that thinking, Jesus Christ, it's way too much, or it's way too little for someone else, if they might be thinking that way, just focus on what you can get done right now. That might be trying to get workout A and workout B in throughout the week, and that is it. If you can consciously remain active on the other days, you're laughing, you've already made a start. And then as the weeks and months go on, you can progress and put these in more. This is what we work for the members here as well. Like they train 3 days a week, and on those days off, we'll try and get them in here for a 20-minute conditioning session or long walks, or encourage them to get runs done. That's why we do mud runs throughout the year and stuff like that as well. So next week then, we've gone through the workouts, we've gone through like a weekly structure. next week we'll look at how to actually progress in the gym, because although you might get started, this is probably one of the main things we see go arseways, is that people do not know how to get stronger. They do not know how to progress, and they kind of end up doing the same thing week after week. No matter if they have a good structure, no matter if you go to the gym 3 to 5 times a week, because we've had people here who've gone to the gym 5 times a week and have absolutely nothing to show for it after 2 years of doing that, whereas they'd be a month with us and they would have got results they haven't seen in 3 or 4 years time, or 3 to 4 years. Like, so that just proves that you have to be progressive, you have to be getting stronger, you have to be pushing yourself that little bit harder. But again, next week we'll talk about that. For now, if you found this helpful, if you think any friends need to hear it, give them a tag below, give it a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, if you want to see more of this stuff, and we'll chat to you soon.